Look at this story and marvel at the impeccable timing of it. SNC-Lavalin corporations and 2 former top execs charged with fraud, forgery by RCMP. Let me read a little bit of it. The corporate entities of SNC-Lavalin Inc. and SNC-Lavalin International Inc., as well as 2 former senior executives of the Quebec-based firms, have been charged with a series of fraud and forgery offenses by the RCMP. According to a statement released by the RCMP on Thursday, former Vice President of SNC-Lavalin Normand Morin and former Vice President of SNC-Lavalin International Inc., Kamal Francis, have been arrested but released. They and the 2 corporate entities are facing a number of charges, including fraud against the government following a lengthy and comprehensive criminal investigation by, get this, the National Division RCMP Sensitive and International Investigation Section. The alleged crimes in the story were between the years 1997 and 2004, and lucky for Trudeau, the RCMP waited until after the election was over before filing the charges. I mean, they said it was a sensitive investigation. I wonder what that means. This is the company and the cronies that Jody Wilson-Raybould was going after before Gerald Butts orchestrated her ouster as Justice Minister. By the way, Butts, who was drummed out in disgrace over this whole fiasco, has been absolutely rehabilitated by Trudeau's CBC. He was on panels during the election. And lucky for Trudeau, his hand-picked crony runs the RCMP too. Here she is getting a big old hug from him. Yeah, I'm sure she'll investigate him after that. So it's good to know the RCMP is completely in the pocket of Trudeau. I didn't really have much doubt about him. We forget about the depth of the corruption in Canada, especially in Quebec, especially in liberal parts of Quebec, liberal donors in Quebec. Jody Wilson-Raybould had no chance against them. So expect to see lots more of this. I mean, Trudeau takes re-election as vindication. He has said as much. On election night, he says he has a clear mandate. I don't know if you paid attention to it, but Vancouver-Granville, Talib Nur Mohammed, the Liberal candidate, won, succeeding Jody Wilson-Raybould. I mean, isn't that really proof of who speaks for Canada? He took Jody Wilson-Raybould's old seat, the most ethical to the least ethical. It's this guy.
How much have you profited on those 25 in the past decade?
I mean, I'm not, I think it's important to talk about, I'm going to answer that question again, so I'm going to be sure
Yeah, how much have you profited on those sales?
When you ask, I'm going to, give me a second to just make sure I have the right, okay, so, sorry, ask me the question again, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much have you profited, personally or business-wise, on the sales of those 25 properties in the last decade?
While I can't give you an exact number, what I can tell you is that it is by no means the number that has been put forward, but what I can also tell you is that I am absolutely committed to any and all measures that we have put forward that would apply.
I am still waiting for a number outside here, if he has one. Bottom line, he doesn't seem to think or won't say that his past business dealings are part of this unaffordability problem.
Yeah, he's an MP now. You know, I had such low expectations for Erin O'Toole. I thought he was going to lose 10 or probably 20 seats. So that when he got exactly the same number of seats he had before the election, I got to tell you, it was better than I had expected at the beginning. But he thought he was actually going to win. And fair enough, there were a few weeks in the campaign where it looked like he might, based on the polls. But he didn't. It didn't work. And we have massive debt, growing inflation, unemployment still over 7%. We have a civil liberties crisis. We have a healthcare crisis. And by that, I mean thousands of surgeries have been canceled. Entire industries are still limited, such as travel. And then you have Canada's foreign policy disasters from China to Afghanistan. You have all this and Trudeau's threat to censor the internet too, and people are getting a bit tired of Trudeau and they see through him. And the best Erin O'Toole can do is no better than before. In fact, Conservatives got fewer votes than under Andrew Scheer. That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.